Welcome to Meadow Hare Cottage and a birthday card for my daughter-in-law. She loves fairies, and when I saw this stamp set with a little fairy mouse, I simply couldn't resist. I've made it into an aperture card as I wanted her to be able to see the fairy mouse through the front of the card. And I've found a frame of countryside flowers so that I could make the aperture. I had to use a craft knife to cut the aperture so the fairy mouse on the toadstool could be seen through the front of the card. It did make the edge a little rough, so I've covered the edge of the aperture with pink glitter kiss, and it sparkles and looks rather pretty. The beautiful frame is a lovely stamp, and I love the cornflower blues and the pinks and the primroses and the wheat, which I have coloured with intense watercolour pencils. The background I have blended using distress ink, tumbled glass. I have used a blending brush, which I'm now very pleased with. And I thought the bee and the butterfly, which I've also covered in Stickles colours, gave more depth to the image. The narrow turquoise ribbon is a slight contrast to the blended background and looks rather pretty. To give you more of a close-up, there are the stickles on the flowers, and I wanted the cornflowers to reflect that deep blue, but the light blue in the centre. The countryside flower image is a beautiful stamp. The cornflowers and primroses and wheat and pink flowers are really lovely. It was a new stamp, and I should have washed it beforehand, as they say, because I really wanted a soft image with the inks so that I could colour them. And using the stamp press, I had to impress the image several times to get all the elements out. So the image is a little dark, but I do think they are very beautiful, and I have tried very hard to make the cornflowers that deep blue on the edge and the paler whitey blue. I have used enchanted purple stickles on the butterfly, which gives a little more depth to the design. I had a leaf stencil, and I thought that would look rather nice on the inside. Otherwise, there would have been a lot of white card showing. The colour for the stencil is Lucky Clover Distress Ink, which I tried to keep as soft as possible. It's such a sweet image, and I love the purple toadstool. I have used metallic ink on the toadstool, and you can just see it shines a little with the gold spots. Using white glitter kiss on the wings to make them look more translucent. The bee is part of the countryside scene, and when it stands up, you can see the two bees, which is rather nice. On the back of the card, the sentiments are happy birthday wishes with all our love, with this beautiful mouse juggling purple stars, which again I have used purple stickers. Isn't he lovely? And his little shoes. And of course, the handmade stamp that I have signed. This is such a pretty set of stamps. I will use the frame again, as there are lots more aperture cards I have in mind for it. Such a pretty fairy mouse. He looks so content and sleepy on the toadstool. There follows a little slideshow of how I made the card. Stamping the front image and cutting the aperture, stamping the little mouse so he could be seen through the aperture, masking the little mouse ready for the blending, the mask removed and the background blended. The front image coloured with Inktense pencils. The ribbon and the little butterfly from my stash and the lovely mouse stamped on the back and coloured with Inktense pencils. And the finished article. I do hope my daughter-in-law likes it and that you do too. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.